Now, Garcia did say that when you offered the rematch and you said he had 3 days to respond, he couldn't take it because you were suing him at the time.
No. How could that be when you're going to Japan to do an exhibition, right? So you're negotiating to do that. Why couldn't you negotiate?
So he's saying like the only reason he couldn't is because you were suing him.
Well, why not show the world that you're clean?
Right.
So
clear your name.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
And then you got Teal that also said I think he offered $2 or $3 million that you guys turned it down. You didn't want it.
Teal needs to really tell the truth. Turkey al-Sheikh, the billionaire, you know what I mean, from the UAE, put a deal on the table for Devin and Teal this year, 2025, and Teal turned the deal down. And then he came talking some yo-yo shit with some, peanuts that even with Bob and them said that he doesn't put anything on the table. That's not him. He's never put in, he's not a boss. He doesn't speak for himself. We don't answer to nobody. That's the difference.
So what's next?
We're working right now. It will be a big announcement. And I think everybody is going to be surprised about what we're doing and where we've taken our business to. But we're not answering to nobody no more. We're not, you know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah, we're gonna really just put this thing down, you know what I mean, and do it for the real ones. And you know what I mean, provide inspiration and trailblaze for those coming behind us. You know what I mean? We don't give a fuck about the rest of the people.
I like that you speak like that and saying that we stand for something and we represent something.
Absolutely.
It's super important, especially for what you guys do. And there's not a lot of that.
Absolutely.
In the fight community in general, let alone boxing.
Absolutely.
I saw a comment that said that man, when Bill speaks to people that are on the right vibrations, humble guy, stand-up guy. They said, but when he go talking to them clowns, he loses it. Like I think you were arguing with
he turned into Charleston White.
No, he was like arguing with Floyd, and the reception was all fucked up or something. It's like he had you out of your character a little bit.
Man, I'm in the history books. You know what I'm saying? I've done something from the block to becoming the manager of the year in boxing. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Something that's super hard to do. Can you imagine all the fighters and all the managers in boxing, right? And Devin to be the youngest undisputed champion in boxing. Mm-hmm. That nigga Charleston can't buy that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I knew I was gonna get under his skin with that.
No. well, no, because when I say what really represents being a black man is stepping out into your lane. You know what I mean? Perfecting your craft. You know what I mean? Having something to show for it instead of just having something to say about it. You know what I mean? And it's easy to, you know what I mean, pick guys that are winning, or women that's winning. You know what I'm saying? Or have won, right? I think that, when he talked about the Black Queen, what's her name? Vivica Fox. Come on, man. You know we love Vivica Fox and Set It Off. Are you crazy?
What did he say? I'm sorry. Charles, you talking about?
Yeah. What did he say about Vivica Fox?
I forget.
Some crazy shit. He talked about how she looked. You know what I'm saying? He said something about how she looked.
But it was something.
You know what I'm saying?
Demeaning, you're saying?
Yeah, something demeaning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I stopped being a fan of Vivica after she tried to go at 50. Gave up on her.
She lost a lot of people with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, because they had a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
we don't trust
what happened with that door over there? Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
He wanted to replace the door.
Right.
I said, nah, it's a symbol now.
Right. So within relationships, I always knew that, you know what I mean? My dad always told me to stay out of you know what I mean, out of couples' business.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Because they got a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? So
we don't know.
So yeah, you can't lose me. You know what I mean? With no queen talking about somebody she done been in bed with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Got you.
Now, I want to talk to you about some current events that are going on right now, specifically Jay-Z. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story. They're accusing him of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. You believe there's any truth to that?
Listen, if that's true, then we need to bring everybody. Everybody. If nobody's seen the fact that that was a 13-year-old girl, because I just don't believe no 13-year-old girl has enough wherewithal, enough pop to get up around no big niggas. So I think it's a lie.
Yeah, according
I
to the
think it's a
story,
lie.
she snuck into the MTV Awards.
Yeah. Now, come on, man.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to no fucking MTV Awards, and I'm half 100. You dig? You know what I mean? So how can a 13-year-old kid, you know what I mean, sneak into there, then end up in the limo, end up in the bedroom waiting for Jay-Z and Puffy to walk in, and then get a drink and then pass out? Come on, man.
Yeah, Jay-Z
You know what I'm
said, "Come
saying?
on with it."
Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
love Jay-Z's response.
Yeah, that's
he got
Great
he,
response.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah,
dropped a
gotta-
verse on him.
He said,
Yeah.
"I implore you, take this from civil to criminal. File a criminal complaint. If this is what it is." And then he called out the lawyer too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I will show you how different I am.
Yeah, that
Right.
was,
So yeah. So I don't
cold.
nothing about Jay-Z I look at as, you know what I mean, a 13-year-old kid. I listen to his music and all that, but
Yeah.
a 13-year-old kid who has managed to get into those places and then end up there, you know what I mean, having a drink, and then several years later, now comes on a money play.
Several years later.
How many years later?
24?
Probably like 20 something.
24 years ago. I think this happened at the 2000 VMAs.
That's
they
the
say.
craziest shit ever, man.
Let me tell you something that people aren't really considering. Nowadays, 13-year-olds might look a little bit older. 24 years ago,
No.
13-year-olds look like 13-year-olds.
Right.
And I say that
True.
because it's just like that story does come out more now, right? You see these 13-year-olds, they're like, I don't know what the fuck they got in the milk, right? The boys are 6', 7, playing offensive linemen. The girls are grown, right? 24 years ago, 13-year-old girl looks like a 8-year-old girl, right? So there's a difference. Now, you mean that this is the strange shit to me. Like, you mean to tell me, like you're saying, this girl somehow got into the party? Like, where was the parents? What happened? How does this work? You know what I mean? Like, there's just too many crazy things that I feel like it really is to tear the black man down.
Right. And from what I've seen, it's just like Tupac says, it's the same old hoes. You know what I mean? They got a look, they got a body type. You know what I mean? It's not just the one-offs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this 13-year-old girl, right? So that was it. So you look good enough for Puffy and Jay-Z at the VMAs, but that was the one-off.
And then,
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Like that was
yeah.
the one-off. 20-something years later,
20
you didn't. Yeah, 20-something years later, you never got entangled in another relationship with another. But at 13 years old, you didn't tell the police, right? You didn't say nothing to nobody, right? But then 20-something years later, you do. And I want to be sympathetic. You know what I'm saying? I want to, just in case it is. You know what I'm saying? I wish the victim.
And for
well.
those who
Yes.
are victims.
Right. And those that are victims, that are 13-year-old victims that are subject to, you know what I mean, stuff
Of
like that.
course.
But I would think that that's more at home, more of a close, you know what I mean, kind of thing, more than just the VMAs. And they said that she was going up to each limo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? She was going up to each limo, right? And then ended up at the mansion or in the bed, right? And you're in the bed, and then Jay-Z and walks in, and then Puffy is watching.
Yeah,
it's
that's a
wild.
lot.
It really is a lot, and I don't think people factor that in. They're
It's a lot.
just going with whatever story they think. Again, it's the first one to comment. I believe it. Jaguar Wright said it. Orlando
Oh,
Brown said it.
God.
It's like, all right, 2 crackheads told the story. You know what I mean? Like, great. Like, congratulations. You know what I mean? People act like, you know what pisses me off the most is people act like these meth heads and these crackheads are saying profound stories. Y'all never, I promise you, you never lived a day in the streets because when you listen to a crackhead speak, they make shit sound exciting.
Prolific.
You know what I mean? Like they make their shopping cart seem like a car.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like their shopping cart, like you don't know what me and this shopping cart went through.
Right.
You know what I mean? I rode this thing down the streets for 26 years. Wheel never fell off. You know what I mean? Like you look at them like, wow, great shopping cart. Great story, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There was a one on the internet, a crackhead, and he said that he stuck his tongue in the girl's ass. Did y'all see that one?
Nah.
And then she said, oh God. He said, no, I ain't God. This is James Earl.
That ain't God.
I ain't God. This is James Earl.
You